Have you ever woken up drenched in sweat or snapped at someone you love without knowing why you're not alone? Millions of women across America are facing the same silent struggle. But here's the urgent truth. These aren't just random signs of stress or age. They may be early alarms of menopause. Right now, over 1 billion women worldwide are stepping into this stage of life. That's 1 in every 7 people on Earth. Ignoring the symptoms doesn't just make them worse. It can quietly drain your energy, cloud your memory, even weaken your heart and bones. That's why in this video, I'm Dr. Edward Blake, and I'll uncover 14 scientifically proven symptoms of menopause you must know. Some are familiar, others no one talks about. By the end, you'll see the research of the real stories and the strategies that help you take back control. So if you've been searching for answers, clarity, and peace of mind, stay with me. Because the next few minutes could completely change how you see your health and yourself. Picture this, you're sitting at your desk or maybe enjoying dinner with friends, and suddenly it feels like someone turned the heat up to unbearable levels. Your chest tightens, your face flushes, and sweat pours as if you've stepped into a sauna. It strikes fast without warning and leaves you shaken. That's a hot flash, and it's not your imagination. It's one of the most recognized signs of menopause, hitting nearly 8 in 10 women during this stage of life. The reason is hidden in your brain. As estrogen levels fall, the hypothalamus, your body's thermostat, becomes hypersensitive. Even the smallest rise in temperature tricks it into sounding an alarm. Blood vessels expand, your heartbeat jumps, and sweat bursts from your skin as your body scrambles to cool itself. Science is finally catching up. A 2024 clinical trial published in Nutrients tested a new therapy called fezolinetant targeting specific brain receptors. The results showed a significant drop in moderate to severe hot flashes, proof that relief is possible. But hot flashes aren't just uncomfortable, they interrupt your work, your focus, even your confidence in public. They create a cycle of fear, always wondering when the next one will come. And while knowing the science gives you power, it's only the beginning. Because what happens when those fiery waves don't just strike in the day, but follow you into the night, stealing your rest, soaking your sheets, and breaking your sleep? That's the next battle, and it's even more exhausting. Now imagine this. It's 2 in the morning, your bedroom is cool, but you wake up drenched as if you just ran a marathon in your sleep. Your sheets are soaked, your hair sticks to your skin. And instead of resting, you're wide awake, anxious, and exhausted before the day even begins. That's not just a bad night. It's a night sweat, a close cousin of hot flashes, and for many women, it becomes a nightly battle. The science is clear. As estrogen levels fall, the body's thermostat misfires. Your brain thinks you're overheating even when the room is cold. Blood vessels dilate, your heart rate rises, and sweat pours out as your body scrambles to cool itself. Research backs this up. A 2021 study in menopause found that women with the most severe night sweats also had the lowest levels of estradiol, the most active form of estrogen. And here's the twist, those same women often reported worse mood memory problems and daytime fatigue, showing how one symptom spirals into many. The impact is huge. Night sweats don't just steal your sleep. They steal your patience, your focus, even your joy during the day. And when sleep is broken, every other symptom of menopause feels heavier. But understanding this is only half the battle. Because the real danger comes when sleep disturbances start chaining together night after night, turning simple exhaustion into a crushing cycle of insomnia. And that's exactly where we're headed next. You know that feeling when the clock says 3 a.m., but your mind refuses to rest? You toss, you turn, and no matter how tired you are, sleep slips away. For many women in midlife, this isn't just stress or too much coffee. It's menopause quietly rewriting the way your brain sleeps. Here's why. Estrogen and progesterone aren't only about reproduction, they're sleep guardians. Estrogen helps regulate body temperature, while progesterone acts almost like a natural sleeping pill. When those hormones drop, your body pays the price. Your temperature rises, your brain jolts awake, and without progesterone's calming effect, falling back asleep feels impossible. Studies confirm it. A 2019 report in sleep medicine clinics revealed that between 40% and 60% of menopausal women suffer from moderate to severe sleep problems, frequent awakenings, restless nights and mornings that feel like you never slept at all. And the consequences are deeper than dark circles under your eyes. Poor sleep drains your energy, weakens your memory, and makes hot flashes and night sweats hit harder. It becomes a domino effect, each bad night fueling the next bad day. But here's the truth, sleep disturbances aren't just a nuisance, they're a warning light. Your body is signaling imbalance, and ignoring it means every other symptom will feel magnified. Yet knowing this is only part of the story. Because if sleepless nights weaken your body, unstable moods can shake your heart, and that's the emotional roller coaster waiting just around the corner. One moment you're laughing with your family and the very next you're holding back tears. Or maybe you snap at someone you love, then feel guilty minutes later. If that sounds familiar, it's not weakness. It's your brain responding to powerful hormonal changes. Estrogen isn't just about periods or fertility. It's deeply tied to serotonin and dopamine, the neurotransmitters that stabilize mood and bring calm. When estrogen drops, those brain chemicals dip too, leaving your emotions swinging like a pendulum. The science proves it. A 2021 study in psychoneuroendocrinology reported that midlife women experience significantly higher rates of irritability, sadness, and anxiety during the menopausal transition. And brain scans reveal estrogen receptors in the amygdala and hippocampus areas that control mood. When hormone levels crash, those brain regions become extra reactive. This is why women who've always been steady and resilient suddenly feel emotional storms they can't explain. It's not all in your head, it's biology. The fallout is real. Mood swings disrupt relationships, drain confidence, and leave you questioning yourself. And without understanding the cause, many women blame stress, age, or even personality when in truth it's hormonal imbalance driving the chaos. But here's the warning. If your moods are unpredictable, it's not just about feelings. These shifts can quietly chip away at focus, memory, and mental clarity, and that brings us to the next hidden symptom, where even simple daily tasks start to feel like a puzzle you can't solve. You walk into a room and suddenly can't remember why you're there, or you forget a name you've known for years right on the tip of your tongue. These little slips feel frightening, and during menopause they become surprisingly common. Estrogen plays a key role in memory and cognition. It protects neurons, supports blood flow to the brain, and helps you process and recall information. When estrogen declines, that protective shield thins and your mind begins to stumble. Science confirms it. A 2023 study in Frontiers in Aging Neuroscience found that women in perimenopause showed measurable declines in verbal memory, especially recalling words in conversations. Researchers also noted that processing speed lagged behind compared to pre- and postmenopause stages, showing a unique cognitive dip during the transition. And here's the kicker: sleep problems and mood swings. Two symptoms we just discussed make memory issues even worse. A tired, anxious brain simply can't hold on to details the way it used to. For many women, this leads to frustration. They feel less sharp at work, less organized at home, and sometimes even fear it's the start of dementia. But in most cases, it's not permanent decline, it's a temporary effect of hormonal shifts. Still, memory lapses can strain your confidence and relationships. And when intimacy is already under pressure, another challenge begins to surface: a quiet but powerful shift in sexual desire. You love your partner, but the spark feels dimmer. Moments that once brought excitement now feel like effort. And sometimes you avoid intimacy not because you don't care, but because your body no longer responds the way it used to. This is one of menopause's most personal symptoms. A drop in estrogen leads to vaginal dryness and discomfort during sex. At the same time, testosterone, the hormone of desire, gradually declines with age. Together, they silence the signals of attraction that once felt natural. The emotional side is just as powerful. Fatigue from sleepless nights, irritability from mood swings, even memory struggles can quietly chip away at sexual confidence. It's not just the body, it's the mind and heart too. Science offers proof and hope. At the 2024 Menopause Society meeting, researchers showed that cognitive behavioral therapy, just 4 sessions, significantly improved sexual desire, arousal, and satisfaction for postmenopausal women. The takeaway: this isn't an irreversible decline. With the right tools, intimacy can be reclaimed. But here's the truth. Women rarely say out loud, low libido can leave you feeling isolated, guilty, or even broken. Yet it's not a flaw, it's a symptom, and like all symptoms, it can be addressed. Still, loss of desire is only part of the struggle. Because when your body is already drained emotionally, another enemy arrives, one that saps your energy during the day, and leaves you feeling like you're running on empty. It's not just being a little tired. This is the kind of exhaustion that makes simple tasks like climbing stairs or cooking dinner feel overwhelming. Many women in perimenopause describe it as running on an empty tank. You sleep but wake up drained. You rest but never feel restored. Hormones are at the heart of this struggle. Estrogen and progesterone help regulate cellular energy, keeping your body balanced. When they decline, your engine sputters. Add heavy menstrual bleeding, common in perimenopause, and iron loss becomes another thief of energy. The science is sobering. A 2025 study in menopause found that women with prolonged or heavy bleeding were up to 62% more likely to report persistent fatigue. This shows how hormonal shifts and physical blood loss combine to weaken stamina. The impact goes beyond tired muscles. Fatigue creeps into your mood, your focus, your motivation. It makes every other symptom, hot flashes, night sweats, memory problems, feel magnified. And here's the emotional weight. Women often push through blaming themselves for being lazy, when in reality their bodies are fighting a hormonal storm. But fatigue is only one visible sign of what's happening beneath the surface. Because as hormones shift, another change appears not just in your energy, but in your very reflection in the mirror. Your hair begins to thin, strands fall faster, and suddenly the person staring back feels unfamiliar. You brush your hair in the morning and notice more strands left behind. In the shower, the drain clogs faster than it used to, and slowly you realize your once thick hair feels finer, weaker, almost fragile. This isn't vanity. It's a visible reminder of how deeply menopause reshapes the body. Estrogen normally nourishes hair follicles, keeping strands strong and full. When levels drop, follicles shrink, producing thinner hair and more shedding. Combine this with age stress and even poor nutrition, and the change becomes undeniable. The numbers tell the story. A 2022 study in menopause reported that over half of postmenopausal women experience noticeable thinning or loss. That's not a rare side effect, it's a majority experience. The emotional toll can be heavy. Hair is tied to identity, beauty, even confidence. When it changes, many women feel like they're losing a piece of themselves. But there are answers. Dermatologists often recommend topical treatments like minoxidil, while balanced diets rich in protein, iron, and omega-3s can support growth. Stress management and medical consultation also play key roles in protecting what you still have. And yet, hair is only one part of the visible story. Because when estrogen falls, another surface begins to change the skin itself. Dryness, itchiness, and irritation become daily reminders that menopause affects not only how you feel, but how you look. You notice your favorite moisturizer isn't working like it used to. Your skin feels tight, itchy, and no matter how much lotion you apply, the relief fades quickly. This isn't just aging. It's menopause rewriting your skin from the inside out. Estrogen normally fuels the production of natural moisturizers, ceramides, collagen, and hyaluronic acid. These act like tiny water tanks that keep your skin soft, plump, and hydrated. But when estrogen declines, those tanks begin to empty. The result is dryness, fine lines, and irritation that creams alone can't fix. The numbers back it up. A 2024 study in cosmetics found that more than 1 in 5 postmenopausal women reported persistent skin dryness. And dermatologists warn it's often underestimated because women think it's just dry air or normal aging, when in reality it's hormonal. The emotional effect is real. Your skin is the first thing you show the world. When it changes, your confidence can shrink along with it. But understanding the root cause opens the door to solutions. Specialized skincare gentle cleansers and in some cases, hormone replacement therapy can restore hydration from within. Nutrition rich in antioxidants and omega-3s also help strengthen the skin barrier. Still, dryness is more than a cosmetic nuisance. Because as estrogen declines, another system takes the hit: your heart. And the next symptom is one that no woman can afford to ignore: palpitations that make you feel your heart racing out of control. You're sitting quietly, maybe reading or scrolling your phone, when suddenly your heart skips a beat. Then it races, pounding so hard it feels like it might burst from your chest. The fear is instant. Is this anxiety, or is it something worse? For many women, these sudden heart flutters appear during menopause, and while they're often harmless, they can be deeply unsettling. Here's the science. Estrogen plays a role in regulating the cardiovascular system. When levels drop, your heart's rhythm can become more sensitive to stress temperature changes, even minor triggers. That sensitivity can create palpitations, fast, irregular, or pounding beats that come without warning. Research is clear. A 2024 study in menopause found that up to 42% of postmenopausal women reported palpitations, and those who also suffered from sleep disturbances or high stress had the most severe symptoms. It's not just about fear in the moment. Palpitations can keep you on edge, worrying when the next one will strike, and the anxiety makes them worse, creating a vicious cycle. Doctors recommend tracking episodes, practicing stress reduction, and seeking medical advice if palpitations are frequent or paired with dizziness or chest pain. In many cases, lifestyle changes and monitoring are enough to restore peace of mind, but the truth is heart palpitations are only one part of a bigger hormonal storm. Because before your heart ever felt this shift, your body was already sending earlier signals through your monthly cycle. And that brings us to the next major sign: irregular periods. Your cycle used to run like clockwork, but now it shows up early, disappears for months, or drags on longer than you expect. At first it feels random, but in reality it's one of the clearest signs your body is moving toward menopause. Here's why. The ovaries are slowing down, and hormone levels, estrogen and progesterone, are no longer in sync. At the same time, other hormones like FSH and LH spike unpredictably, sending mixed signals to your reproductive system. The result: periods that arrive too soon skip altogether or bleed heavier and longer than before. Research confirms this shift. A landmark study published in Fertility and Sterility found that changes in cycle length, especially swings of more than 7 days, can begin up to 7 years before the final period. That means irregular cycles are often the first red flag that menopause is approaching. For many women, the unpredictability is frustrating. You don't know when to plan, you carry backup supplies just in case, and heavy bleeding can sap your energy and iron levels. But here's the truth: irregular periods aren't just inconvenient, they're your body's early warning system. And when hormones keep swinging, the effects ripple far beyond your calendar. Because as cycles fade, something deeper begins to weaken your bones. And the next silent threat is one you can't see until it's too late: bone loss and the rising risk of osteoporosis. You can't feel it happening. There's no pain at first, no obvious sign. But quietly, day by day, your bones may be getting thinner, weaker, and more fragile. This is one of menopause's most dangerous hidden effects: bone loss. And it begins earlier than many women realize. We often think estrogen is the main protector of bone strength, but research shows another hormone, FSH, plays a direct role. When FSH rises sharply around menopause, it accelerates bone breakdown even before your periods have completely stopped. That means your bones can start losing density years earlier than expected. And once bone is gone, it doesn't grow back easily. A 2022 study in the Journal of Bone and Mineral Research revealed that blocking FSH in mice reduced bone loss, proving the link is real and powerful. For women, this translates into higher risks of fractures in the hips, spine, and wrist injuries that can drastically change independence and quality of life. But here's the good news. Bone density scans, strength training, calcium, vitamin D, and lifestyle changes can all slow the process. And catching it early makes the difference between protection and fragility. Still, bone loss doesn't happen in isolation. As hormones drop, the impact spreads to muscles and joints too, leaving the body achy, stiff, and sore in ways that feel older than your years. And that's the next battle joint in muscle pain. You wake up in the morning and your knees feel stiff, your back aches after just a short walk. Even lifting groceries seems heavier than it used to. This isn't just getting older, it's menopause reshaping the way your body feels every single day. Estrogen normally acts like a cushion against inflammation. When it declines, that protection disappears. At the same time, other hormones like cortisol and serotonin fall out of balance, making your body more sensitive to pain. The result is sore joints, tight muscles, and aches that linger longer than they should. And because poor sleep and fatigue are already part of menopause, your body loses its ability to fully repair itself at night, compounding the discomfort. Research confirms the link. A 2020 study in neuroplasticity reported that more than 60% of midlife women experience moderate to severe musculoskeletal pain directly tied to hormonal shifts. That means the pain isn't random, it's biological. The impact is personal. Pain keeps women from exercising, robs them of energy, and creates a cycle of stiffness and weakness. And emotionally, it can make you feel older than you really are. But pain is not the last word. Because as estrogen continues to drop, another area of the body feels the shift too, not your joints, but your bladder. And that leads to one of the most frustrating symptoms of all urinary problems that disrupt daily life. You sneeze and a small leak surprises you. You laugh with friends and suddenly you're worried about control. Or maybe you find yourself running to the bathroom more often than ever before. This is one of the most frustrating and least talked about symptoms of menopause urinary problems. As estrogen declines, the tissues of the bladder and urethra thin out. They lose elasticity, and the muscles that once held strong grow weaker. The result is leakage, burning during urination, and that constant urge to go, even when your bladder isn't full. Science shows how common this really is. A 2024 review in Curis found that more than 60% of postmenopausal women experience some form of urinary incontinence. That's nearly 2 out of 3 women silently living with daily inconvenience and embarrassment. The impact isn't just physical, it chips away at confidence, social comfort, even intimacy. Women avoid exercise, long outings, or laughter, things that once brought joy, because they fear an accident. But there is hope. Pelvic floor exercises, bladder training, and in some cases, medical treatments can greatly improve control. And for many women, simply understanding the link between hormones and bladder health is the first step to taking back freedom. Yet urinary issues are not the end of the story. They are the closing signal of a much bigger transition, a transition that challenges the body, but also offers a chance to reclaim health and strength in new ways. And that's exactly where our conclusion begins. Menopause may bring challenges, but it does not define your worth or your future. Every symptom we've covered is a reminder that your body is changing, not failing, and with the right knowledge and care, you can move through this stage with strength and confidence. So here's my advice: listen to your body talk openly with your doctor, and don't ignore the signals that matter. Small steps, better sleep habits, balanced nutrition, gentle exercise can make a real difference day by day. And remember, you don't have to go through this alone. If this video helped you recognize even one sign or gave you a sense of reassurance, save it so you can return whenever you need a reminder. And make sure to subscribe to this channel because we share the latest medical insights and practical tools to help you protect your health through every stage of life. Above all, carry this truth with you. Menopause is not an ending. It is a transition, a chance to step into a new season with wisdom, resilience, and hope. You deserve to feel supported, informed, and empowered. And together, we'll make sure you do.